Hi, I'm Kathy with New England Spas, and I'm going to do a freshwater salt water care class since because of the coronavirus, people are not coming into the store to learn how to take care of their tubs, and I like to make certain that people do know how to take care of their tubs. So I'm putting together these videos so I can just send them off to my clients who have a new tub and they're curious about how to get it going. When you do get the freshwater salt system installed in your tub, our New England Spas delivery guys will drop off the tub. They'll install this unit inside of your tub, and that will help the cartridge to create chlorine from the salt which we put in. Right off the bat, you'll get a box. It looks like this. It says freshwater salt, and that startup kit is good. Has everything in it almost everything in it that you'll need. You have a $105 credit here at the store for the other necessities that you have, and most everything should fit within that $105 window. All right, so you've got the tub. Your electrician has hooked it up. You haven't switched the breaker yet. And one thing you do want to do now that you want to fill your tub up. So first thing you're going to do is take this Start Right pre-filter. You pop off this end and unscrew this end. Screw it onto your hose, and then water your lawn a little bit. You want to make sure that the lines are clean and that the water that's going into your tub is the cleanest water, so to start off with. Then once you run it for 3-5 minutes, then you want to put it into your tub. It's going to go in through the filter area. Your filters, either if you have a Limelight or a High Life, the filter with the gray cap, you unscrew it, and within there is the line that goes directly into the tub and feeds the lines. That's where you want the hose to go. You stick the hose in there. It will first fill up the lines, and then the jets will fill up the tub. The water will come out of the jets. And it'll fill the tub. It takes like an hour and a half, possibly 2 hours. If you have a grandee, it may take 2 hours. Okay, and then once it's full, you want to then switch on the tub at the breaker. You want to make certain that your saltwater system is not turned on. So in the High Life series, you have the remote control. It's the water drop. You click the water drop and you make sure that it's at 0. The output level's at 0 so that it's inactive. On the on the Limelight model, you click options and then salt system, and you put if it's on, you put it to 0 so that turns the salt system off. We want to start right off with our salt system inactive, not active. Okay, now we have our tub full and the salt system is off. The water's cold though, so what you want to do is take 1 to 2 bottles of Metal Gone, and you want to dump these into the tub around the perimeter. Depending on the size and what town you live in, you may be very aware of heavy metals in your water, but this will pull the metals out of the water. So, and another thing you want to do is take your freshwater test strips, which are in your kit, okay? And you want to check your calcium hardness. And you'll do this at the same time right after you put in your Metal Gone. You want to check your calcium hardness. Good possibility that you're going to have very light colors. We're looking for 50 parts per million. Many towns around here are at 50 parts per million or lower, so that's just fine. But if you're up here and it's a nice deep blue, you want to pull some of that calcium out of the water. In here we have what's called the Vanishing Act. And this is a Vanishing Act pillow. This pillow will sit in the bottom of your hot tub over the output grate. You just put it there on top of it for 24 hours while the water's warming up, and what it'll do is it'll draw the calcium out of the water. You want to have soft water in the saltwater tubs, so that's important. After 24 hours, you can retrieve this from the tub And you can actually dry it out and reuse it, because around here we don't have hard water, and for the most part, and you can reuse this. If your water was very dark, I mean, if your strip was very dark blue, you probably should just throw it away. But if it wasn't that dark and you want to reuse it, feel free to do that, because you can, rather than having to buy the Vanishing Act over again. Okay, so now our tub is up to temp, because when you turn it on, the tub is defaulted to 100 degrees, so automatically it'll start coming up to temperature. And one thing you want to do is unscrew the filters, pull them out, and rinse them off, because the metals that were pulled out of the water are now sitting in your filter, and around the edge of your tub. So you want to rinse off your filters and clean them off to get rid of some of the metals, and then you also want to wipe off the perimeter of your tub so you get rid of the ring. You may see a ring reform over the next couple of days. Just every time you see it, just wipe it away. It's no big deal. It's just metals that are coming out, and to get rid of them, you just have to wipe them away, rinse off your filters, and you'll get better work out of your filters if they're clean. Okay, so now we have that all set. The next thing we want to do is to check our pH. So once again, you're going to pull out your test strip, and the pH is this nice peach color here that's on the strip. And you'd like your pH be between 7.2 and 7.8. Generally, right off the bat, it's going to be a little bit higher than that. Nothing to really worry about. We're acidic. You want the pH to come down, you just hop in the tub. If your pH is low, though, it's not going to feel good. So that is why during the course of time you will want to use this Spa Up. That'll help to raise your pH and make sure your water is comfortable for you. So right off the bat, you're probably not going to have an issue with it, so you don't have to worry about the Spa Up. But this is a useful tool because you will be using Spa Up. That's it for certain. And then now we've got our pH looking good. The next thing we want to do is we like to add this mineral purifier. This mineral purifier is full of silver, zinc, copper, and carbon, and it helps the metals go after the bacteria. So it's another natural way to clean the water without using chlorine. So anything we can do to use fewer chemicals, all the better. So we put this in, it goes behind the filters, and to activate this, you want to use 2 scoops of Renew. Renew is our shock, and use 2 scoops. It'll activate your mineral purifier and help to clean your water up good for you. All right, so now we're really good. The next thing we want to do is to add our salt. On this freshwater salt cheat sheet that we have, which everyone can get, just get in touch with me, get in touch with your salesperson, and you can get a saltwater cheat sheet. On it, it will tell you exactly how many cups of the salt to put into your tub. The salt comes in this big, heavy bag. There's a scoop right in it. Add it by a scoop at a time into your filter area, and slowly, so that it gets an opportunity to dissolve. But once you have the warm water, the salt does not take long to dissolve at all. And after you've finally dissolved all of it, give it about 10-15 minutes, and then check it with the salt strips, and make sure you're in the area of 1,500 to 2,000. So it's not too brown. It's brown, kind of looks like it's faded away. So that's what you want to use the salt strip for. Okay, and then you're still keeping the salt system off. We're not using the salt system initially. We want to superchlorinate the water initially, because we just put in these hundreds of gallons of water. We don't want to stress out the salt system itself right away. So we're going to superchlorinate with our Spa 56 chlorine. And you start off with just 1 scoop. There is a scoop in here. It's sectioned off by teaspoons, so 4 teaspoons to the ounce, and You add in 1 ounce at a time. Well, it's like add an ounce in, turn the jets on clean, and like 10 minutes later, check with your test strips, see how your chlorine looks and also how your pH looks. As long as those are good, you feel free to use the tub, because now you've got your tub, the water chemistry is correct for you. You'll notice on these test strips that there are 5 lines. There's bromine, free bromine, chlorine, alkalinity, pH, and the calcium. Don't worry about this top line. Like generally, I just like swipe this out with a Sharpie, and because we don't need it. We're not concerned about the bromine, and you're not going to see any of it anyway. But you want to make certain that you see some of this nice purple, not screaming purple, but some like lavendery purple every time that you test the water before you're going into the tub. When we want to be boosting the chlorine level for the first week anyway, to help to superchlorinate the water. It's just as a matter of all that fresh water needs to have some chlorinization in it in order to be effective. And then like the 3rd day, you want to turn on your the output level on your salt system. Start off with it at about 5 to 7, and just keep using at least a scoop of salt a day. Every time somebody gets out of the tub, say there's, like, especially initially, we call it the honeymoon period, the tubs tend to get a great deal of use. So, people are in it 2 at a time, 4 at a time, 4 in, then 3 more in, then 6 in. Whenever people get out of the tub, you want to make certain that you replenish the chlorine that was used. So this is especially when you first get the tub, because there isn't residual chlorine in the water. So you need to make sure that you keep the sanitization going. So 4 of you have been in there enjoying the tub, and then you get out, you climb out, take the scoop, put a full scoop of chlorine back in, just toss it in, put the jets on clean, that'll run for 10 minutes, mix it all up, cover it up, and you're all good. And that's just to keep a level of chlorine, because we want to superchlorinate the water, especially initially. After a while, you'll notice that the salt system is keeping up with it, so then you can slow down on using chlorine. You only use it when you don't see any at all. You don't have to use the chlorine forever, but it was like if you're getting heavy use out of your tub, you want to make certain that you're supplementing with the granulated chlorine, because that helps to keep things clean, and you don't want to be using the boost on your system, which puts your output level up to 10, and it goes that way for 24 hours. Like if you have it at 7 is actually halfway, strangely enough. Means it's on for 50% of the time. So it's out for 12 hours out of a 24-hour day. So you want to make certain that you're keeping an eye on things, but initially just make sure you're boosting with the granulated chlorine on your salt system. You don't want to overdo it, but you do want to make certain that every time people are getting out, that you're replacing what's been used by the chlorine to clean up while you're in the tub. All right. The next thing you need to worry about is on like maintenance on a weekly basis, or you want to keep an eye on the spent chlorine that's in your tub. You want to use a couple scoops of the Renew. The Renew, what it does is that chlorine works to clean things, clean, and then it's done, so it just dies. So what you want to use is the Renew, and it will eat up the spent chlorine, and it will off-gas it. So anytime you use Renew, make sure you leave the cover open, and you will be able to, it'll just keep your water clear. Keeps it clear, so this is just a cleaner-upper, the Renew. It's good at cleaning things up. And then you want to, with the paper filters, the pleated filters, you want to soak those. So we have a filter clean that you can use as a concentrate and soak them in, say, with 4 gallons of water in a bucket, and soak them at least once a month. And then when you take them out, make sure you rinse them very, very well, because the filter clean will cause your tub to be like a bubble bath, very, very foamy and stuff like that. So you're gonna make, you wanna make certain that you can use the, that you rinse all of the detergent out of it. But you can reuse that if you've got a cover for your bucket. You can reuse it, keep it away from the kids and the dogs and everything like that. I'll pull it out next month and soak the filters again. A lot of people, especially with the paper filters in the Limelights, will have 2 sets of filters, one to put in when they pull the other ones out, so that they always have things going. If you've got the ceramic filters from the High Lifes, you'll want to make certain to at least clean in the dishwasher the one that leads into the spa, so the one with the gray cap, and you want to rotate them around so that they get the same level of exposure eventually. All right, and you'll get the longer life out of them that way as well. And you know, if you have any questions going along, just feel free to give us a call at the store. We're more than happy to help you. It's just, in order to get started, you need to have a little bit of instruction. So I put this together. Hopefully it's helpful. And if you ever need to reach me, I'm at 781-987-2112. Thanks so much, and best of luck with your new tub. All right, bye.